What's the most heartless thing you've ever heard someone say in a hospital room? I was 8 months pregnant when it happened. The baby wasn't moving as much that day, but I told myself it was just a quiet day. My husband, Ryan, barely looked up from his phone when I mentioned it over dinner. "You're just overthinking," he said casually, scrolling through sports scores like my words were background noise. By midnight, I was in the ER, hooked up to cold machines and staring at the flickering ceiling light above me. Ryan stayed in the waiting room because, in his words, hospitals make me anxious. I lay there alone, listening to the faint beeping, the shuffle of nurses' shoes, the smell of antiseptic heavy in the air. The ultrasound tech entered with a professional smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. She moved the wand over my belly slowly, too slowly. Her eyes darted to the monitor, then to the doctor, who had slipped quietly into the room. The doctor's voice was soft, careful, like she was afraid her words might shatter me. "I'm so sorry. There's no heartbeat." I didn't cry at first. I just stared at the ceiling tiles, counting them like they could hold me together. The words didn't feel real. Just last week, I'd been folding tiny socks and hanging pastel onesies in the nursery. I'd felt her kicks every night like clockwork, and now, nothing. Ryan came in only after they told him. He didn't hold my hand. He didn't even sit beside me. Instead, he said, "Well, maybe it's for the best. We weren't ready anyway." The nurse froze mid-step, her eyes flicking between us, shocked. My throat closed up, my chest tight. "What is wrong with you?" I managed to whisper. He shrugged as if I was overreacting. Hours blurred into paperwork, murmured voices, and the mechanical rattle of my hospital bed as they wheeled me into another room. They gave me the choice, surgery or induced labor. I chose labor. I needed to see my baby, hold her once, say goodbye on my terms. The contractions came hard and fast. I clutched the thin hospital sheet, tears streaming silently into the pillow. Ryan sat in the corner, scrolling through his phone like he was killing time at a car repair shop. Not one word of comfort, not one touch. When my baby was born, the room went quiet. No cry, no sound but the nurse gently wrapping her in a blanket. She placed her in my arms, so tiny, so perfect. A little girl. I named her Hope. I held her for hours, memorizing every detail. Her little fingernails, the soft curl of her dark hair, the gentle curve of lips that would never smile at me. My tears fell onto her blanket as I whispered all the love I'd never get to give her. When the nurse came to take her, I begged for a few more minutes. Ryan sighed, glanced at his watch, and said, "We should let them take her. There's no point dragging this out." Those words cut deeper than the loss itself. The next morning, I overheard Ryan on the phone with his mother in the hallway. His voice was flat, almost annoyed. "She's acting like it's the end of the world. It's not like the baby was even here yet." That was the moment something inside me broke completely. When we got home, the nursery door was shut tight. I packed a small bag in silence. Ryan didn't notice until I was by the front door. "Where are you going?" he asked, still holding his phone. "Away from you," I said, my voice steady for the first time in days. I lost my baby, and I needed my husband. Instead, I got a stranger who made me feel more alone than ever. He scoffed. "You're being dramatic." "No," I said, locking eyes with him. "I'm being done." I went to my sister's that night. She wrapped me in a hug and let me sob until my body shook. She didn't say it would be okay. She just let me grieve. It's been 6 months. The nursery is still untouched, but I've started therapy. I've learned to breathe again. I still talk to Hope sometimes when I'm alone. I tell her about the flowers I planted for her, about how I carry her with me in every heartbeat. Ryan tried calling a few times. He sent one text saying, "You're making a big mistake." But the truth is, I already made my mistake marrying someone who didn't understand what love meant when life got hard. Losing Hope broke me in ways I can't explain. But Ryan's words, they showed me a truth I can never unhear. And sometimes the real tragedy isn't the loss itself. It's realizing who stands beside you when it happens.